the simplest forms of education empower people to take the most massive amounts of action. Then they get to make a real choice. Do I want to take action, or am I a lazy fuck? What's up, Closer Nation? Welcome to the Hardcore Closer Podcast. I am your host with the most that hates ghosts. Man, don't you disappear on me, goddammit. Ryan Stewman, and so glad that you're here. If it's your first time, cool, welcome. If you've been here more than once and you have not left me a 5-star review, I'm disappointed in you. Very disappointed in you. I've been doing this show for 10 years. This is our 10th year. 10 fucking years. Need your reviews, folks. I need your reviews. 5 stars and up. If they offer the 6-star function, please feel free to take that. Only the cool people get the 6-star function. So if you didn't get the 6-star function, you know where you lie in society there, fellas. Today, I'm going to talk about some real shit. A mindset that you got to have as a salesperson, entrepreneur, business owner, CEO, doesn't matter. But a mindset that pays, and a mindset that we often have for short periods of time and then lose. But before I get to that, one of the mindsets that really sets salespeople back is they think they need to get better at sales. They think, man, I've got to learn psychology. I've got to learn to have the gift of gab, the game, the fame, the ring. It's not it. It's not it. The key to sales, this one saying was taught to me by a guy named Fortunes O'Neill, who was the general sales manager for Park Cities Ford in Dallas, Texas in 2011 when I worked there. I'll never forget. That guy was like one of the coolest fucking sales guys I ever met in my life. But I'll never forget Fortunes O'Neill. He said, the more hands you shake, the more money you make. And that is the key to sales. Now, in the car world, when I worked there, a lot of you are in the car world right now doing car sales, car representatives, car sales associate, whatever you call it. A lot of you guys are in that business, and his whole point was as many ups as you can take, as many leads as you can get off the internet, as many phone calls as you can make, because the more hands you shake, the more money you make. And if you're sitting on your hands, you're not shaking hands. And so let's take that into today's sales world. We're talking 11 years later, 12 years later in 2023 right now. That applies now more than ever before, but it's how many hands you digitally shake. So how many people did you talk to every day? See, when I was sitting at that car dealership, I'm trying to talk to as many people that'll come on the internet and come through the front door as possible. I'm competing with 5 or 6 other sales guys, maybe more than that. And, you know, I may be getting the lion's share, but I'm still competing. Most people I watched in there, they talked to one person. They would hope and pray that deal closed. And then when it didn't, they were disappointed and disheartened, just like Charlie Brown every time he went to kick that football and Lucy swiped it out from under him on Thanksgiving. We've seen that our whole lives growing up. And Charlie always gets like, Charlie, stop it. Like, we've seen it all the time. Charlie goes right back to just like, Lucy is going to fuck you, but not in the good way that you're really wanting, Charlie. Right? We see the same thing with the sales guy. They think, oh man, they're going to be back tomorrow. Are they not coming back? That's why, see, I believed in the be back bus. People are like, oh yeah, they're not coming back. No. I set myself up for a sale. You set yourself up to fail. We are not the same. You set yourself up when they said they were going to be back, they'd be back somewhere else because you done run them off and scared them and pissed them off and everything else. They told me they're going to be back because they need to go gather up some more money to buy what I'm selling. There's a big difference, right? But see, here's what happens in the world. It's like we get focused on getting better at sales. How can I stop the be-backs? No. We just need more people. If 10 people tell you they're going to be back, at least one of them's going to be back. If you got one person tell you going to be back, then you running a risk. It's 50-50. They may, maybe not. 10 people be back 50-50. At least 5 of them coming back. See what I'm saying? So how do you get more hands to shake? You got to get leads from the internet. How you get leads from the internet? The easiest, fastest, bestest way that I know to do it is phonesites.com/closer. That's my affiliate link. Phone Sites, you can make a website from your phone in a matter of minutes with artificial intelligence, by the way. You can type in there, write me a headline about plumbing, and it'll write a fucking headline about plumbing. You need a long stick sticking out of your toilet. We got you, plunger. It'll write shit way better than I just came up with on the fly here. And artificial intelligence, which, by the way, solves all your problems, creates the program, creates the writing, Creates the headlines, creates the offer, all that stuff. Then within 5-10 minutes, you can post it out there on a template and start collecting leads. People see that offer and they're like, oh, I got to have some of that. You take my email, call me, I'm a lead. That's what happens, because the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Go to phonesites.com/closer. So what's that problem that I was talking about that happens to everybody? And listen, the most profound things that I can say to you will be the simplest, because the simplest forms of education empower people to take the most massive amounts of action. Because if it's simple, I can understand it. You see, when complexity arrives, when complication shows up, people say, that's too complicated. I'm not smart enough to do that. So inaction is what happens, right? The results of that complexity is inaction. People say, oh, that's complicated. I'm not smart enough to figure that out, so I won't do it. When it's simple, what happens is people go, damn, that's easy. That's simple. I can understand that. Then they get to make a real choice. Do I want to take action, or am I a lazy fuck? Right? But when you make things simple, people oftentimes discredit it too as an excuse to be a lazy fuck. What I mean by that is, that sounds too easy. No way that that'll happen. So they don't do it. So the things that are complicated, they go, that's too complicated. I'm not smart enough. The things that are simple, they go, it can't be that easy. But then there's people like me. People like me that just say, you know what? I'll try that. That's simple. I understand it. I'll try it. And if it don't work, no harm, no foul. Okay? This is one of those things that's simple and profound. Simple because you should already know this, and you might already know this. But oftentimes we know shit that needs to be repeated, that we needed to hear again. Simple doesn't mean easy. Simple and easy are not synonymous. Simple is easy to understand. Simple is broken down to its essential final stage of simplicity. But easy, it's simple to dig a hole. You go get a shovel, you put your foot in the top of the shovel, push it down on the ground, pull some dirt out, pull it on the side, repeat the process. It's pretty fucking easy, right? Have you ever dug a hole? Let me tell you what. You think about murdering somebody right now, right? You got an enemy, you got a wife, spouse, husband you want to kill. Go in the backyard and dig a hole. Right? Just realize you have to dig a 6-foot hole to bury a fucking body in today's society so that the dogs don't find them and everything else. I doubt 1% of you motherfuckers even listening to this can dig a 6-foot fucking hole with a shovel, right? And then what you gonna do? You gonna rent a tractor? You're gonna be like, oh, fucking rent a tractor. You're gonna rent an excavator from fucking Nations Machinery, and it'll be like, what do you need this excavator for, sir, that you don't have a CDL license for? No. You mad at somebody, you want to fuck them up, you think you're gonna kill them? Go dig a hole, then fucking think about it. I promise you, at the time you dug that hole, you'd be like, you know what, I'm not so mad at Brad anyway. So, back to the point. I've had to dig holes in my day, right? That's why I'm never mad at nobody. They'd be like, man, that dude said he was going to kill you. Oh, man, I hope he makes it quick and painless, right? Like, I have dug a hole before. I know the pain and suffering. Let's tell you how rough digging a hole is in Texas. I don't know where you live, might be a little bit easier, but in North Texas here, we have 32,000 different types of soil, just in the 5 counties here. How the fuck do I know that? Because Rod Vilhauer is a friend of mine, and that man is soil, and soil is that man. So back to the point, 32,000 types of soil here. Most of it has to do with seditious white rock underneath of it, right? And when you go and dig a hole in Texas, bang! Your fucking shovel, your sharpshooter shovel, will hit the top of the rock about 6 inches. That's 6 inches if you're a man. 6 inches into the ground. Take you all damn day to dig a foot deep because there's white rock everywhere. Don't believe me? If you look in North Texas, those of you that travel here for Flying Friday, everywhere around here is a bridge, right? At any given moment, you're not on the ground. You're on a freeway on a bridge. Now, why would they make more bridges in DFW than anywhere else in the world? Well, I have the answer, because underneath us is white rock. You cannot dig underneath that shit. You cannot fucking dig here. So, anyway, digging a hole, especially for those of you in North Texas, it's hard work. Back to the point here. I don't even know why the hell I got off on digging a hole there, but we went there. But back to the point here. What I'm about to teach you is, because we're talking about simple and easy. What I'm about to teach you is very easy, very simple. But doing what I'm about to teach you is not exactly easy because there's hard work required, okay? So here's what most people do, salespeople. and entrepreneurs, but in this instance, we're just going to talk about salespeople. It's the last month of the year, man. I got to hustle, hustle, hustle. It's the last week of the year. I got to hustle, hustle, hustle. It's the last week of the month. I got to hustle, hustle, hustle. It's the last day of the month. It's all. I got to put all in. I got to play all in today. And we've been conditioned to think that way by management and corporations and sales trainers. Like, the last week's the most important week. Blah blah blah. Last day of the month. Like in the car business, the last day of the month was the day that we did deals. Coincidentally, it was always the busiest day of the month too. It's like, if you offer these deals in the first of the fucking month, we wouldn't have to cram 50 fucking people in here on the 31st of the month. We could have fucking evenly distributed these people with good deals all month. You're going to lose your pants anyway. Why wait till the last fucking day of the month to lose your pants? Why don't we spread it out over the course of the month and stay even, or maybe even this busy every day of the fucking month? That was just beyond their comprehension of conversation back in the day. But that's what happens to most of us. We worked really hard in December to close the month out, and now we're going to take January off. Right now, as I'm recording this episode, it's January 2nd, the fucking second day of the year, and I bet you I saw 20 posts in my newsfeed this morning where it's like, I'm taking it easy this month. After big December, I'm taking January off. I'm taking a hiatus, a fucking, I don't even know the words for vacations, a sabbatical, right? Because I don't take them, so I don't fucking know the words for them, right? Like these people just... They taken their time off because they feel like they worked so hard last month. Then guess what? February, they'd be like, oh, I'm just now getting back into the groove. March, it's like, oh, it's just now springtime. Come November, like, fuck, I gotta work my ass off again. They're no different than the fucking stupid dealers at the car dealership. If you would cut the same fucking deals every day of the month, you would be just as busy every day of the month as you are the last day of the month. People walk in last day of the month, get the best deal of their life, come in on the first day of the month, get fucked driving, burning gas at twice the damn rate. Don't make no sense. But that's how most salespeople live their life. They just bust their ass in December, take the foot off the gas in January, and then worry in November about busting their ass in December again. They'll work the first 3 weeks of the month and not do shit. The last week of the month, they'll bust their ass and work the equivalent of 6 months in 1 week. What if you work 6 months in 1 week every week? Let me tell you, when I was a very successful loan officer, I wasn't the best in the world. Let me take that back. I was probably the best in the world. I wasn't the biggest producer. Here's why. I lived in Texas, so at that time, my average house was maybe $150,000 to $250,000 versus somebody in Florida or California, where the average home at that time was $600,000 to $1 million. I didn't have a big team. Okay, I was just me. I didn't have assistants. I didn't have, junior loan officers. It was just me. But I did 180 something loans in my last year in business. Just me, by myself. No team, no nothing like that. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I watched my fellow loan officers fuck up habitually. No matter how many times I tried to tell them to help on this, they would do this. And it's a real simple process if you got a little bit of a confidence. But here's what would happen. All my competitors, all the other guys in my office competing against me for top producer, they would wait till the last week of the month to close. So all their deals, they're bottlenecking the entire company the last fucking week. Every loan officer, real estate closes, this is what they say, real estate closes at the end of the month. Contracts are for the end of the month. Okay. But a contract doesn't say it has to close on that day. It says it has to close by that day. Just saying. But what happened is, let's say second place did 150 versus 180 loans that year with the team. But they're doing loans 1 week a month. And they're trying to close 20 loans, 30 loans a month in that 1 week. About 2 months being into the business, your boy here, I saw right through that shit. I thought, okay, the last week of the month last week of the month around here is pretty fucked up. Why would I want to battle against all these big timers the last week of the month? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the second and third week of the month. Those are going to be my closing weeks. And I'm going to close the first week and the last week too. But I'm going to close the second and the third week hard because I got nobody's competition on those 2 weeks because the overflow from week one that didn't close on the last week, it's out of the way. Week 2 and 3 were big for me. I got 14 days to close instead of 7. And you think, okay, well, what about your real estate agents that write contracts for the end of the month? I just tell them, hey, man, let's extend this to the 15th of next month. Or, hey, let's just make sure that we close this on the 15th of this month. Let's don't do it at the end when all your partners are fucking trying to close at the title company too. Let's don't sweat people. Guess what? I became top producer. Why? Because I didn't wait till the last minute. I treated every day like it was the last minute. You see, we're starting this new year. Some of you want to lose weight. Some of you want to make $1 million this year. Some of you have this goal, that goal, Lambo, jet, Rolex, whatever the hell the thing is that you want. But then you wait till November to really get serious about it. You wait till October to really get serious about it. You got a monthly goal. You wait till the last week of the month to get serious about making that monthly income goal. Real accountability is born and dies on a daily basis. You wake up in the morning, this is what I'm responsible for today. You go to sleep, and there's nothing to deny except, did you do the work or not? Is the things you said you were responsible for, are they checked off your list? And see, so many people, they say, oh, I'll check them off in December. I'll check them off in November. I'm checking them off on January motherfucking 2. Because here's what I do with my life. You see, I was talking to my employees about this earlier today. I don't just say, hey, I'm going to lose 60 pounds in 90 days or whatever the case may be. I say, I'm going to work out at least 4 days a week for the rest of my life. That's it. I'm going to go to work and do everything that I'm responsible in order to make $40,000 or more per day, every day. Every day. Not some days, not half days, not every day that ends in Y. My why is that's my fucking why. And guess what? At the end of the year, I did $5 million more this year than I fucking expected. Why? Because I hammered that shit on a motherfucking daily basis as opposed to waiting to December going on 5 million down. No, 5 million over. 5 million over what I expected to do. There was a time in my life we did 5 million when the whole ass decade. And now we overshot by 5 million because I'm holding myself not by the year, not by the month, not by the week, but by the motherfucking day. Did I own that day? And you know what? If I'll own that day, I'll own that fucking week. If I own that day, I'll own that month. If I own that day, I'll own that year. But if I try to own that year, I might not have had ownership for 11 months. If I try to own that week, I might not have had ownership for 6 days. If I try to own that month, I might not have had ownership for 31 days, 30 days. 29 if you're February. Actually, it'd be 27 if you're February. Listen, man, I never claimed to be the sharpest. I just claimed to be the hardest working. So I want you to think about this as you go through this year. You set your goal, $1 million a year, cool. Make your $3,000 a day. Fuck $1 million a year, make $3,000 a day. At the end of the day, you know, you go to sleep whether you made your $3,000 or not. Shit, I didn't make any money today. I'm $3,000 down. I fucking lost. Mark that fucking L. Tomorrow you need 6. So, quit procrastinating on your goals. It's not like, and here's the thing, you guys think, well, I wait till the end of the month and then a miracle happens and I hit my goals every month. What if you made a miracle happen on the 15th? And then that miracle happened on the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, all the way to the 31st of every month. Wouldn't you rather have 16 miracles instead of 1? Set yourself up in miracle territory. Set yourself up to win every day, not just that one day. Rise above.